Page 4, Hymn Etude. At the top of the page they explain a little bit about what an etude is. There's all kinds of etudes. Have a ball with them. I highly recommend etudes. They really come in handy. You can do all kinds of exercise pieces and Hanon and Charity and all that stuff, and that's fine. But there's nothing like a good etude to really work in some technical aspects you need to work on. As I've said in other videos, I don't know if I've said them in this series or not, but you can have multiple voices shown in the music. In this etude, this is an etude showing two voices. It's like a duet. Both voices are in the right hand. The left hand is just accompaniment. The left hand could be another voice. You could treat it like a third voice and make it a trio if you wanted. The purpose of this etude is so you get some exercise in playing two voices in one hand at the same time. Both voices are melody. Remember I keep saying bring out the melody? Well, now you're going to play both voices the same, more or less. I'll get into that a little more later. Take a look right at the beginning. In the right hand, the top voice would be the quarter notes. The second voice would be that whole note in the right hand. You're just going to hold it 2, 3 for two measures, and then you're going to play the F sharp. I like to play the voices or finger them in a way that I can connect the notes, more or less, when I can, okay? They're not doing that here, so I'm going to make a little suggestion. I'm going to make it tougher on you. You don't mind, right? Okay. In the second voice, in the right hand, the bottom voice, they're using the thumb for all those notes. Now you can slide the thumb off a black note onto a white note and connect it pretty well, all right? But I'd like to suggest something else here. When you get to the third measure, you're here. When you get to the fourth measure, I would recommend a 2-3 instead of a 1-3, so I can connect. I can feel that legato better than I can feel this. So I recommend a 2-3 on that last measure, the first line. Now in the second line, it's the same as the first almost except for the last couple measures. In the last measure you have that dotted half note G, and you got a stem going up and down. That simply means both voices are playing that same note, or singing the same note if they're singing. Okay, and that's all that means. You're just going to play it with your thumb. Now there is a retard at the end, which I will ignore because I'm playing with a metronome. You can do the dynamics. There's not a lot of difference between an MF and an MP. An MF is a little louder than an MP, big deal. But this gives you a good example of how multiple voices are shown in printed music. Okay, the top voice, the stems are going up, and the bottom voice, the stems are going down, except of course for a whole note it doesn't have a stem. So you can tell they're two different voices. Otherwise, it's just a matter of counting it right and getting it right. Let's try this out and see what happens. There's nothing I see to point out in the left hand. You're basically in your G position. You're staying there. All the action's going on in the right hand, and that's what we're concentrating on because we want to hear both voices equally. So I'll give you 4 counts and let's try it out. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, rest. 2, 3, rest. 2, 3, rest. 2, 3, rest.